unloaded a lot of those white ones. But I thought extras. Thinking the water was gonna be a lot muddier. Nah. I still like them. You know, fucking Ross England talked about it. It was no clarity.
Yeah, that was in the north end of the lake.
This just looks normal. Got him.
Got him.
Almost won the first time too.
Net. You got one too?
Fuck yeah, get him.
There's a big one. Oh shit, yours is big too.
Want me to spin around?
Hey y'all, we just wrapped up Clear Lake, 25th and 26th, just fun fishing, guys trip. Went with a buddy of ours, his old coworker, and just went up to have fun. Kind of a break in between tournaments. Not surprisingly, if you know us, A-Rig was the star of the show, and we'll get into that. Saturday morning, we started out launching out of Clear Lake Oaks. Water level right now, Clear Lake Oaks, the water is at the top of the ramp. The wheels of the truck don't even start going down the ramp when the boat is completely in the water and off floating down the way. So if you have any questions about if any ramps are open, yes, the answer is yes. Saturday, it was high sun or no clouds. When we jumped in the truck in the morning, it was 29 degrees. And on the way there, we decided, well, you know what? It's cold. Let's stop and grab breakfast. We stopped by the little Mexican casino. No, what is it called?
Country Kitchen.
Mexican Country Kitchen, right there in Clear Lake Oaks. Had chicken fried steak. It was actually pretty good. We went back the next day because it was that good. But like I said, it started out really, really cold. Wind was blowing 15 miles an hour or somewhere around there with slightly larger gusts. Tried going down towards the Keys, fishing a couple of those offshore rock piles. There was fish all over them, but that wind just cut. We basically wussed out and said, you know what, it's fun fishing, not a tournament. Let's go back into the Keys. As we were driving back into the Keys, graphing, there's a lot of fish staged up out there. We got inside there and there was a ton of crappie fishermen, kayaks,
and a ton of crappie.
Pretty much anywhere there was intersections inside the Keys, there was a pile of crappie. And 4 or 5 people fishing those crappie.
Yeah.
From there, we decided to basically figure out where else on the lake is wind protected. And one of the options he threw up was
Buckingham.
With your ideas for Buckingham when you threw that up, what was your idea?
Just fishing history. Been there in March before, throwing A-rigs, just running the docks. And with the water up, I figured that the fish could be up there. There's usually weeds there. So that was my idea.
Yeah. The ends of those docks were anywhere from 10 foot to 15 foot in the ends of those docks. So they had plenty of water with them. I think we pretty much started getting on the A-rig bite soon after that.
Yeah.
I don't think it took very long.
We were kind of in the mood of burning bank and just having a good time.
Trying to find a good bite. Something the guy who was with us is
second time bass fishing.
Second time bass fishing.
Yeah.
He did really well. by the end of day one, he was throwing an A-rig on a bait caster when he's never even thrown a bait caster before.
Never.
So that worked out pretty good. The A-rig, what we were focusing on Saturday was basically just in between docks, and there's actually like submerged old broken off Thule sections that are inside there, and all we were doing was just chucking the A-rig and then slow rolling it, trying to follow that bottom contour as it was coming out, or going over the top, so those weed clumps, but mainly kind of down in there following the bottom. The main color for Saturday morning was threadfin shad or bluegill flash, which are these right here in the 3.3s, and the teaser was 2.8.
Nothing different than what we usually draw.
Nothing different than normal. A little more variety when it comes to the afternoon, but we did throw the larger baits, and those did not succeed as much.
Correct.
The smaller baits were definitely there. It wasn't hot on fire, but we did catch, I think we had 10 fish.
Yeah, we caught
10 fish on Saturday. There was a drop shot fish, but it's drop shot, right?
Yeah.
On Sorry Steve. It was a 4-pounder. So as far as Saturday morning, it was all that. In the afternoon, the clouds came around, and you can take it from there.
When the clouds were coming up, and the water clarity is about 3 foot. In that area, it wasn't horrible. You could still see some, but I threw on a sight flash just to get a little bit more, just a test, right? Because why not?
Yeah.
And shortly after me putting it on it, I hooked a 435, something like that.
Yeah. High 4.
Yeah. And I kind of started playing with a few more sight flash fish on A-rigs, because I was rigging the other guys' A-rig also.
Yeah.
But yeah, just burning bank, and they're soft hits. Like you'd feel a tick and then wait, or you'd feel a tick and it was like somebody cut your A-rig off.
Yeah, just slacklined you, because it was coming up behind and just pushing it.
Yeah.
Pushing that A-rig, and your line would just go limp, and you had to catch back up to them if you could catch up to them.
Yeah, it was actually pretty fun.
Yeah.
When you got hit, and I'm telling you, every fish that we were catching were footballs. They were thick.
So I think the smallest fish we caught for the whole weekend was like 2.5 pounds or something like that. Our consistent weight, Saturday we had 1926 for 5. Our biggest fish was a 434. Our smallest fish was a 346. So, I mean, you got less than a pound swing between those at just under, or like at 1926. So pound or 19.25. So pretty good, especially for not being on the water for a long time.
Right.
I was pretty well impressed.
Yeah.
Anything else from Saturday?
No, that's about it.
Oh, the afternoon the fish moved up shallower, and we started getting double ups where he picked up one and I picked one up, and then the very first video that you're seeing here, the intro to this, is when Mark and I picked up a double up, and they almost hit it like the exact same time. So that afternoon they definitely got a lot more active.
Right. The water temp was about 50 and a half at that point in time.
It only raised like 1 degree for the day. It was like 50. I think the highest I saw in that area, that Buckingham area, was 51.
Yeah. I think we did pretty well on Saturday, especially we stopped and had breakfast before we got out there, and we decided halfway through, why not go have lunch?
Yeah, we went to Richmond Park, grabbed a burger and a beer, and spent some time there hanging out, BSing. It was cold weather. There was some other people there, definitely, with the same exact ideas as us.
Yeah.
Real high.
Yeah. See, they've been teeing balls off right here.
Yep. That's not good for fish.
Good wreck. Got him? Okay. Need a net?
You got one?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a fatty.
He might help.
That's a fatty.
Hit it and then came back to it.
Huh? So basically everything's been caught on the A thingy.
Except for yours.
Yeah, exactly. It's a fatty.
He hit a couple times before we finally committed to it.
Yeah, there's another one. I think they like seeing this school of fish.
Oh, you're fine. Unless I'm fucking hooked sideways. You fucking hit good. Look at the gums, bro.
Uh-oh, that's fucked.
Sunday morning, we decided, since the wind had died down, because it was like 3 to 5 or something like that on Sunday, we decided we were going to try and push into the rattlesnake area a little bit more. We fished the rock flat out in between the point, not the island, but the point and back into it, throwing A-rigs across that rock flat. And we're picking up fish there.
Yep.
Picked up a 4-pounder, 3-pounder.
Yep.
Had a lot of short strikes there, where they were knocking it slack, didn't get a hold of it, or the other could be just the mood of the fish. Not sure. Then we decided to run a north end, and we ran all the way up to some docks. Our main theory for that was the A-rig pattern that we were fishing on Saturday is a February pattern for us, and why not run to some other stuff that would be in the February pattern. Ran up to the north end. Water is, I wouldn't say chocolate milk, but how far would you see?
It was definitely stained. It only had about a foot and a half in some areas where we went originally.
Yeah.
You could definitely tell from Rodman Slough the washout.
Yeah, there's from Rodman all the way down into the lake. Like, you can draw a line of muddy water that runs down to like the key of the mouth of the Narrows. Basically, it's just all mud in that line. This side was cleaner and that side was cleaner, but a lot of it, that mud was right down the middle. I say cleaner, not completely clean. It still has some mud up there. With that, the temperature was like 51.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there, a little bit warmer. The fish weren't in those docks, not like they were at Buckingham. I do feel like they are a little bit behind, as if maybe early February, not like late February kind of timing for the north end.
Right.
So those docks up in that north end, I feel like will basically have the same pattern of what we were doing at Buckingham soon.
Very soon.
Once that sun starts warming up and that water starts warming.
Correct.
Anything else for the north end?
No, not really. We gave it a effort up there. We fished a few docks. We went over towards Nice and fished some docks over there also. And we decided it was Sunday and we're fun fishing, so let's run back.
Yeah, I think we only had 2 fish at the time, and they were both from the Rattlesnake area. There was a ton of people fishing Rocky Point, rock piles, all that stuff. Instead of messing with them, we just got out of there. Went back to Buckingham, because why not? If it ain't broken, don't fix it.
Yeah.
You want to take it from there?
Yeah, we got back in there and we started throwing A-rigs again, and we just got on them. We fished. It was fun. We definitely caught some good fish. We beat our
Sunday weight.
Saturday weight.
Yeah, Saturday weight was 1926. Sunday weight was 1973. And I had a just under 5 pounds, a 496 on an A-rig. They were eating it different on Sunday.
Definitely.
Instead of focusing the base of those tule clumps or broken off wheat or whatever that is, it was actually going over the top of them back deeper. And we think they were coming up out of the tules or from the back side of it and coming in hot on the A-rigs and knocking them slack. And you either hooked them or you didn't hook them.
Yeah.
But we think they were up shallower coming in, but you had to have that A-rig to draw. I tried throwing swim baits and other things like that to try and get going, and it couldn't.
With the high sun, definitely the sight flash was not the thing. When you're fishing an A-rig and you're throwing different colors, you definitely want to pay attention when you catch that fish, what color you caught it on, right? Because they'll help you key in. It speeds up the process of what bait they're looking for.
And if you notice, these are the A-rigs. We have not retied these at all. If you look, I have threadfin shad and bluegill flash on the same A-rig, and I'm paying attention to which one they're eating. That is what clued us on Sunday, because they were eating the bluegill flash consistently.
Correct.
They weren't touching the threadfin. So he had more white, the sight flash on there. He pulled those off and put bluegill flash 2 on the bottom, which, knowing him, is very weird that he has 2 of the same color on the same A-rig. Because he just, if it fits, it ships. He puts it on there.
I like variety.
But they weren't touching the sight flash at all. They were definitely avoiding it.
Yeah.
On Sunday, when that sun came out and the clouds were gone. Anything else?
No. Enjoy some fish catches.
It was nice for me. I've been having a lot of struggle moments lately, where it's not just, hey, this is what we do, A, B, C, let's go. It was nice to actually have a weekend where I could throw what I want to throw, catch fish, and be successful.
Yeah. Really laid back weekend.
Really laid back weekend. Yeah, pretty much just ate breakfast, was on the water by 9, stayed till like 6 on Sunday.
Yeah.
We all caught fish. We all caught good fish. Mark got his personal best fish. He caught his first A-rig fish. I mean, I have no complaints about it. No. So
definitely go visit Clear Lake. It's got some big fish right now, and they are thick.
They are fat. We didn't get any fish at all that were skinny or weaned out or anything like that. They are nice and fat. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of trees, tules, dead tules because there's so much snow. But there's a lot of trees and tules in the water. When that springtime bite turns on, that lake is going to be ridiculous. And it is going to be just swim baits, frogs. They have a lot of structure to set up in that shallow water. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So
I can't wait to get back.
Yeah, we don't have a tournament on there for the rest of the year, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna have some fun fish trips heading up there anyways, because well, it's gonna be fun. Kind of a longer video today. Got some fish catches in there with it. For those of you stuck around, I definitely appreciate it. If there's anything like in here, any tips or anything like that you liked, leave a comment. If you could subscribe if you've made it this far, then you're willing to put up with this for this long. Until next time, I hope you get them. Oh, now it was going out with there. Yeah, let's go in there.
I almost went in. Slipped. Almost went in.
Are you good?
Oh yeah. Survived.
Ribs feel.
Oh, my foot. I cut the wrong foot. Oh, almost went in.
Stop. Jesus. Stop with camera.